Hi, I'm Leanne. I'm a lightworker and a mother to 3 special girls. I strive to continue learning, growing, and to collect new skills. I'm a psychic medium, Reiki master teacher, and Akashic record reader and energy healer. I am so excited to share what I've learned and what I'm going to learn and the ups and downs of life. Thank you for joining me on my journey. Welcome to Life of a Lightworker podcast. Hello, thank you for joining me. Today I'm pulling a card from the Moonology Manifestation Oracle Deck by Yasmin Boland. And my intention when I'm pulling this card is, what do you need to hear this week? What do you need to know this week, coming in the week ahead? Whoa, I just dropped. That wasn't a card falling out. That was me dropping the deck. Okay. And the card I have is Reveal What's Needs to Be Seen. I feel like there's one more card in here. What other card? And I have Take a Reality Check. So the last quarter moon in Scorpio, reveal what needs to be seen. From the book, it says, there are some things that people just don't like to talk about. Drawing this card suggests there's an issue or situation in your life now that might not be easy to air. Or perhaps you feel that you shouldn't air it. That's fine. Now is the time for you to reveal only what you want to be seen. Don't feel the need to discuss everything with everyone. Some matters require discretion. The less codependent you are, the better chance you have of getting what you want. Manifestation mix. There are 2 forces at play, and neither want you to budge. Strong is good, stubborn is a problem. Manifesting mindset. When you no longer feel the need to tell someone what you're manifesting, you're ready to start manifesting. I liked that part where it says, some matters require discretion. That one really hit. When we have so much going in our lives and there's all these people around us, what do we share? What would be helpful for us? Is sharing going to increase our happiness, increase our prosperity, help us feel aligned, or is it going to do the opposite? Using your discernment on choosing who you tell and what you tell is important, because I feel like we're not completely open books. We have layers within us. We have that outer layer that we share with everyone, and the layers that go underneath that we share with certain people as they get closer and closer to our core. So using that discernment of figuring out where each thing is filed. And I say follow your heart with this. Your mind can be logical and it can be very helpful, but also following your heart to know who to trust and what information to trust them with. Okay, I'm going to read from the book for the full moon in Capricorn, Take a Reality Check. This card has 2 sides to it, literally and metaphorically. If you've been worrying about something, the good news is that you shouldn't waste another moment worrying, as this won't help. Some things only happen once, and that can be really good news. If you're wondering about how something you're keen on is going to turn out, this card could be a sign that you've hit a roadblock. If you want to change that, you're going to need to put in an extra effort with your manifesting work. The manifesting balance. Find a balance between facing your reality and be kind to yourself and others. Manifesting mindset. If you're not happy with the message of this card, use this old trick of finding the best thought you can about your situation and go from there. How I feel this plays into the other card is pulling your energy from the high, ethereal, and bringing it down to reality, bringing it down to earth, That's where we're living. It's fun and it's good to play in those higher energies, but it's very important to pull it and ground it into earth. So that's bringing it into this reality, because we're living here, our bodies are here. It's important that we connect both and integrate them and not forget about our physical reality, because that's one of the main purposes of manifesting. So we're taking those thoughts, those ideas, those wishes, those dreams, those plans, and bringing them into the physical reality. And we cannot do that if we're not rooted and grounded in this reality and take actions and steps in this reality. Thinking about your dream life or something that you want is good to help get you to take the steps needed to bring that into existence. But if you don't take those steps, that manifestation will never come to be. You need to be able to physically pull that and bring it into the physical. And we do that by taking action. We do that by speaking. We do that by doing things around us that help ground it into the physical. And when you are connected to your higher self, to the ethers, to source, to angels, to the energy around you, but you are living in the physical world, that will help your discernment. It helps your intuition, it helps your guidance, it helps you listen to your heart, because your heart it's very much rooted in the physical, but it's also very much in the universe. It's connecting both the energies. So it needs to be balanced. It's that green, it's that pink, it's the mix between the two. And the green is the earth. That's how I interpret it. And you need to have that proper balance for it to work properly. If one is taking over and is used more, then you're out of balance. So bringing in more of that earth energy, that grounding energy, will help use your discernment. And when you use your discernment around the people and the things and the places and just the energy around you, you can more easily and clearly walk your path forward. You can listen to your intuition about certain people, about what certain things to say to them, what to put out into the universe, and what things do you, without speaking, do you physically take the steps to bring it into reality? There's different ways to manifest, and some things are deeply personal for you, and you need to take the actions. And other things, you speak the words to help bring to bring the community, the energy of everyone else, to help bring that manifestation in, because some things require different types of energy, and that's good and that's okay. That's what we're meant to do. It's not supposed to be a pigeonhole doing one type of thing. We're meant to dabble and do different things for different seasons, different energies, different experiences. There's no just one way that fits and works every time. It's not this blueprint that will work every single time. Even though some people say that, they're probably trying to manifest the same type of thing over and over, but that also stunts your growth. We need to explore and try different things, because eventually it might stop. And then what do you do? Because your spirit team, our souls, want us to grow. So if you do the same thing over and over and over again, eventually they're going to throw something at you to try to get you to do something different. Because we're meant to be flexible so that we can adapt. If we do the same thing over and over again, we become rigid. So this is just a reminder to try different things, to experiment and play. And don't be so caught up and hung up on if it works. You're playing, you're experimenting, you're practicing. Maybe it doesn't work this time, but it might work in the future. So we're just getting the routine and the actions in practice so that it's easier later on. So think of it that way, instead of I have to follow these steps in order to make it work, and then I have to make it work this certain way, and you're getting so stuck. And we're going to get in the sense of relaxing, the state of relax, and try to be more like water and flow. And maybe that visual will help you when you are trying to bring something into existence. And yeah, I feel like one of the main things is taking the physical actions, because otherwise it doesn't come into this reality. It stops. It needs to become physical in order to exist here on Earth. So that's one thing that's really, really, really strong with me for this. So yeah, taking those physical steps, those physical actions, so that you can walk into that reality, into that existence, into what our souls are asking us to do. And I'm also being reminded that even if you want something so badly and you're dreaming of it and you're visualizing, you're doing all the things that people are telling you to do, if it's not meant for you, if it's not on your path, if your higher self, if your spirit team are like, no, that's not going to be helpful for you, that could be harmful for you, it's not going to come. If it's not going to be harmful for our path, if it's kind of neutral, then yes, we have control and power over these things. But if it is completely against what your soul wants, it's not really going to happen. And usually, those are the types of things that we are told we want to manifest. Those things we want in our life, but it's not coming from your heart. It's not coming from you. It's coming from the outside world. So those things are not going to happen because it's not being called from your heart. So again, go back to your heart and feel that balance and work from there, because that's your connection to your higher self, your soul, and your team. And yes, when we're not listening to the outside and we're listening to the inside, then it will actually work because it's actually aligned with what is on our path. So when you look back in the past to things that you were trying to bring in, but it didn't work, it could be it's not coming from a place of your heart, it's not balanced, so it was difficult to get rooted and grounded into reality. Maybe you didn't take the physical steps into reality, or maybe it wasn't meant for you. And that's okay. We don't need to have what other people have. We need to have what our soul is asking us to bring in for this life, to live in this life. So just a little thought that hopefully will help relieve some guilt or maybe frustration about why something isn't happening. Let me see if there's any other messages for this topic. Yeah, just focus on grounding into the earth, rooting into the earth, taking physical steps, and one step at a time. You can have the thought process in your mind of what you wish, but don't be attached, because the path winds and moves and shifts as you take a step. So you can play with that imagination, but don't be so stuck with it ending up exactly that way, because it needs to flow and it needs to change and it needs to move in order for it to be the most aligned. Because if it's too rigid and it doesn't fit the path, it's not going to happen. So allowing that flexibility so that it molds and moves to the path, and then there's a higher chance of it happening. So that's the last little tidbit for this episode. If you would like to connect with me, my website is spruceenergyhealing.com. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I'm all Spruce Energy Healing, and I would love to hear from you. Have a great week.